been studying Dr. West for about 6 months now. I listen to 2 of his sermons every day. And Dr. West talks about how you need to give illustration to your message. You need to give illustration, and it's good to tell a story to give demonstration to the message you're going to preach. So let me share an experience I had last night with you. Last night, I was on my cell phone, and I had been on there for a while. I turned the TV off, and so I was just scrolling through my phone. And as I was strolling through my phone, a notice popped up and told me that I'm down to 20%, 20% of power left. I woke up Saturday morning, it was 100% because I left it on the charger all night long. But yesterday, as I strolled and laid in the bed strolling, it got down to 20%. And when it does it on my phone, the battery that's in the corner turns red. But you can preserve some of the 20% if you tap the red, it'll turn yellow. And when it turns yellow, what it does, it cuts off some of the programs that your phone is running. It doesn't let you use all of the apps and the programs that you have in your phone in order to preserve some of the 20% that you have left. It lets you know that you're in low power mode. In other words, if you don't turn your light off, it'll just go off. Some programs won't work. So when I got through strolling, I ended up plugging the phone up. When I plugged it up, it stayed plugged all night long. I woke up this morning, and it was still in low power mode because it had only charged up to 77%. And what I discovered was it still wasn't charged up enough for the low power modes to go off. And I discovered that the low power mode doesn't go off until it hits 80%. So I was 3% away from the low power mode going off. And you know what I discovered when I read this verse? Is that some of us are in low power mode. We're working, but we ain't working at our full capacity. We on low power mode. We working, but we ain't working at full capacity. It was interesting that I put it on the charger in my car and finally reached 80%, and that low power mode went off and all the programs started working. But I did discover this, that you don't have to be at 100% in order to work. As long as you got some power, you can work. Paul in this text, this Galatian text, this book is an interesting book. He writes this with his own hands because the urgency of the situation. The book of Galatians is about one issue, one subject, and one concern. The issue is this: Paul introduced the Galatians to Jesus. The Galatians accepted Jesus. They were under the law, but now they're under grace because they accept the redemptive work of Jesus Christ. They become followers of Jesus Christ. They start living for Jesus Christ. They start running for Jesus Christ. But then some Judaizers come into the church of Galatia, and they try to put the people back under the law and told them that Jesus wasn't enough, that they needed the law and Jesus. They needed grace in the law. And so some of them left Jesus and went back under the law. So the book of Galatians is about this: don't leave Jesus. If you've been walking with him, keep walking with Jesus. Now the issue is today, Pastor, we don't have a lot of folk leaving Jesus. What planet you live on? It's a whole lot of people, churches and pastors who have left Jesus behind. Old song we used to sing, let us all go back to the old landmark. I'm persuaded, Beverly, that since Jesus done brought me this far, I'm going to go all the way with Jesus. I don't feel no ways time. I've come too far from where I started from. Nobody told me that the roads would be easy. But I don't believe he brought me this far to leave me. I think I'm going to stay with Jesus. And I ain't going to do like what Paul says in chapter 3 of Galatians. I ain't going to be foolish. And I ain't going to let nobody bewitch me to take my eyes off Jesus. I don't care who they are. The Mormons, Jehovah's Witnesses, the Black Israelites, and all this new stuff. I'm staying with Jesus. The old church would say he led my mother. All the way. Let Jesus lead you, because he's a mighty good leader. And so I ain't going to let nobody bewitch me. I'm staying with Jesus. And I ain't going to be foolish enough to let somebody make me quit following Jesus. I'm staying with Jesus. And we live in a crazy world now. Jesus is not fashionable now. He's, they love to talk about the white man's Jesus. But he said, for God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whosoever believes, white, black, Jewish, whoever believes in Jesus Christ can be saved. He wasn't black, white. He's a Jewish Messiah. But he came to save all men. Don't let nobody bewitch you to walk away from Jesus, to walk away from the church. Old folk used to say, this is the old ship of Zion. And she's landed a many. Don't leave the church. I don't care what's going on in your life, in the world, and the latest religious fad or movement, the latest religious preacher or prophet. Don't leave the church. I don't care how bad it get up in here. Don't leave the church. Because she going somewhere. And so he says, don't let folk bewitch you. Now, Jesus was good enough for mama and them. And before mama and them, mama and them knew him. And he was good enough for them. What I learned was thrifting. So some of y'all don't know what thrifting is. Because y'all fancy. Amazon and Nordstrom's and Belt, but I'm a thrifter. And what I learned that thrifting stuff is just as good as new stuff. And just because something is old, don't mean that it ain't no good. Yeah, you're right. Because I discovered that old stuff might be antique, but antiques are also valuable. Yeah, you're right. And not only are they valuable, they're more durable. Because I got a pair of shoes on right now. Made in 1950. I don't know how many feet been in these shoes. But what I do know, my shoes, my feet are in them still. And they ain't tore up. And they ain't wore out. Yeah, you're right. I'm still standing and walking in these shoes. And Mama's Jesus, I'm still standing and walking with Mama's Jesus. Mama's Jesus is mine. Who has bewitched you to quit walking with Jesus? Trying some of this new stuff. Then I got to get on to my text. And he says in chapter 4 in Galatians, I'm going to my text. Don't let somebody talk you into being a slave when you've been set free. Yeah. And really what Paul is saying, you couldn't follow the rules in the first place. You was under the law, and the law was given to you, and you couldn't follow it, you couldn't keep it. And then Jesus came and didn't do away with the law, but fulfilled the law. and put you under grace. And grace is that you couldn't do what the law said, but God didn't hold it against you. Because Jesus fulfilled the law. And Jesus set you free. Because you weren't redeemed by the law, but you were redeemed through Jesus Christ. Then chapter 5 of Galatians says that it is for freedom that Christ has set us free. And we ain't yoked by the burden of keeping the law. Doesn't mean that we shouldn't do what's right. But even when we don't do what's right, the blood of Jesus is applied on our behalf. And then he gets to this chapter 6. Chapter 6 is interesting because it really almost is out of place in this text, in this chapter, in this book. Paul talking about being bewitched and acting foolish. Then he gets into chapter 6 and he starts talking about the struggle of struggling. Now he really talks about struggle because now, if you don't feel like giving up, you probably ain't saved. Because you have some days, don't you? See, you try to act like it's easy to be a Christian. Oh, it might be easy to be a Christian, but add to that being an African-American Christian in an African-American church. And carry all the burdens of just being human. Now, I really wanted to make that point. It's hard just being a human being without being a saved human being. A member of a church. It's just hard being human. Can we all admit that? Your existence in just being human, that you have some burdens in life. And then add to the burdens in life trying to live saved and trust in a God you hadn't seen. It's tough. Three things, and I'm going to give you this, and I'm going to this text, and I'm going to read this one verse. If nothing else happened to you, three things that make life hard. Trouble. And you're going to have some of these. Some going to be invited, some going to be unexpected, some going to be by surprise. Man born of a woman going to have some troubles. Yeah, you're right. So you're going to have some. Two, you're going to get sick. Don't make no difference how much exercise you do, how much medicine you take, how good you eat. You're going to get sick in this life. Be health conscious, work out, avoid certain foods, be a vegan. I don't know why you'd be a vegan. And I definitely couldn't be Muslim because I can't give up no pork. But there are no guarantees in life. You're going to have trouble. You're going to get sick. And I got but one more. You're going to have some heartbreak. If you don't ever fall in love, your children going to break your heart. If your children don't break your heart, listen, somebody's going to break your heart. You're going to be let down in life. Life has heartbreak. and all that. And then you got to live saved. I'm telling you, to believe in a God you ain't never. I didn't say that. The Bible said that. The Bible said, how can you say you love God to whom you never seen him? But yet you have to believe in a God you never. That he in charge. Think about that guy holds the moon in its orbit and keeps the sun ablazing and holds the stars in their sockets. But you ain't never seen him, but you believe he does all of that. That's pretty tough. And see, it's easy to believe in God when things are going well. But let your life fall into a crisis or in chaos. Let me ask you a question. Have you ever come to a place in your life where you wondered where God was? Does God care? Jesus came to a point where he says, my God, why have thou forsaken me? David said, if I had wings of a dove, I'd fly away somewhere. Because I'm telling you, life's tough when you serve a God you can't see. Thomas said, I ain't going to believe until I see and touch. But then Jesus says, but there are going to be some who won't see nor be able to touch. Life's hard. I'm trying to explain that to you. Living saved, being saved, serving a God you can't see. And then there are times when you don't know whether he's with you. That he sees you and even that he cares. But then in Galatians 6:9, Paul gonna say, be not weary in well doing. And I really studied this text to see what Paul is really saying. And what he's really saying is don't give up. Because now don't accept and act like you don't feel like giving up. Sometimes. Don't act like you don't get weary. Sometimes. Don't sit up and act like you just got up and you wake up every morning with your mind stayed on. Because that ain't how you wake up every morning. Now you might have one Sunday out the month. But the first other Sundays or 3 other Sundays, you don't wake up with your mind stayed on Jesus. You struggle to get out here. You struggle to get up. You struggle to drive here. And you wanted to stay at. See, if you don't never feel like that, you probably a troublemaker. You come here to agitate and aggravate. But when you're really focused on Jesus, the going get rough sometimes. And the hills get hard to climb. But he says, be not weary in doing right. Don't give up. Because the question is, Do you ever feel like giving up? And the answer is, wait, before you answer it, yes.
Yeah, you're right.
Because listen, trouble will make you want to give up.
Yeah, you're right.
When you don't feel like your prayers are getting answered to make you want to give up.
Yeah, you're right.
When it seems like God ain't responding and things ain't getting no better.
Yeah, you're right.
It'll make you feel like giving up. And it says, them y'all, but let me give you mine. Because it says in the text, in due season. When you feel like you deserve promotion, but it won't come. When you feel like you deserve elevation, but it don't come. When you feel like you ain't going nowhere, and you feel like giving, let me give it to you in this modern vernacular. When it look like ain't nothing going on, but everything going on, but ain't nothing going on for you. Everybody else ahead of you. Everybody else getting theirs, but you ain't getting. Everybody else is in their season. It's happening for everybody else, but some of y'all know what I'm talking about. It'll make you feel like giving up. And so he gonna say, but let us not become weary in doing good. Listen, I'm gonna stick right there for a minute because he says something in the previous verses or in the verses before that. Now, let me tell you something. Now, listen, verse 1 says this. Folk gonna make mistakes, but don't give up on them. Don't give up on people who make mistakes or who commits transgressions or trespasses. Don't give up on people. We quick to throw folk away. We dispose of people like trash, especially people who mess up. We are disposed of somebody who has a public trespass. That's what he's talking about. He says, if a brother be overtaken in a fault, that's something that's done publicly and you know about it because it's public. And we quick to throw them people away. Ain't the truth what I'm saying? We'll dispose of somebody with a public scandal. Forget about y'all with them private scandals, the stuff that you know how to hide and cover up. Just because a person's transgressions can't be seen don't mean they ain't got none. Don't give up on people. A brother be overtaken in a fault. And I love this translation. It says, you who live by the Spirit. See, you can't do this. You can't have this compassion on people who fall if you ain't spirit led. Restore that person. Because be careful. It might stay day to day, but your stuff might be exposed tomorrow. Ask Jimmy Swagger, who exposed Jim Baker. The tables can turn on a dime. That's why you got to let folk alone in their mess. Because your mess could be exposed by you trying to expose. Keep my closets Be careful.
Yeah, you're right.
And sometimes it ain't your mess that is exposed directly, but there's some mess that you are part of. So just don't give up on people. Then verse 2 says this. Help folk when they struggle.
That's right. Yeah. Yeah, you're right.
If you see somebody under a heavy burden, don't let them be buried by the burdens. Help them.
Yeah, you're right. Say it, preacher, say it.
Help them.
Yeah.
You see me struggling, don't let me get buried. Come grab something and lift up some of them burdens to help me go a little further. Don't give up on me when I'm struggling.
Yeah. You're so right.
He says, bear one another's burden. I know I done preached this before, but I'm trying to help you. Don't give up. Don't give up. And then he really talked about this thing about don't stop giving because you don't like the preacher.
That's right.
It's in the text too.
Yeah, preacher, you're right.
Oh, you don't want me to get to verse 6. Because see, folk get frustrated with, and I know there's corruption in the pulpit. And there are men who make what we do and listen, it's enough scandal in the church. It's enough hirelings. Wolves dressed in sheep clothing.
Yeah, you're right. All right.
But don't let the motivation of your lack of giving be because some preachers, well, I would say something, but you're also sensitive. You don't pay me enough not to give. That it's going to affect mine.
Say it, preacher.
He says, nevertheless, the one who instructs in the word should share in all good things for their instruction. Why Paul even put that in here? They had a problem paying the preacher.
Yeah.
Sowing into him, giving to him. And he says he shares with you the word. And he ought to be compensated. I'm not talking about trying to provide a lavish lifestyle for him. Because the lavish lifestyle ought to be on the preacher, not the church. The church give him what he deserves, and what he do with it is up to him. But you ought to give him something. And I live off of what you give me. I don't complain, don't fuss. Because I'm this way, Miss Jefferson. The Lord is where my supply comes from.
Yeah, you're right, preacher.
I know y'all keep doubting whether I'm writing a book, but I'm writing a book. And I'm on the chapter where it talks about how Elijah was down at the brook. And at the brook, God sent a raven and sent some water. And then when he left the brook, he had to go down to a church that didn't have but 2 members. And the treasurer of that church with 2 members told him, we ain't got none. And what we do have, we finna spin it and we finna shut down. But then Elijah said, don't take what you got and bake a cake, but give it to me first. And she baked that cake and set the table for Elijah. And the Bible says that bear never ran out. The crude of oil never ran out. Because what you put in God's hands and what you share with the man of God, you won't ever run out. And so, give. And then verse number 7. Now listen, this is the most, I preached this before and I'm going to preach it again. It's so misinterpreted. Be not deceived. God is not mocked. This idea of sowing and reaping. And you know what he's saying in this text? Don't give up on sowing a good seed.
That's right.
Put some good stuff in the ground. Go around planting good seed. And do it for the right reasons, the right motivation. Just find something good to do. And just plant that seed. Now listen, your motivation got to be right. You got to do it for the right reasons. But he says, be not deceived. God is not mocked. In other words, God sees what you plant. And you can't fool God. And God looks at what you plant, but he also looks at why you plant it. And if you plant it for the right reason, you'll get the right harvest.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're right.
Man, I tell you, be not deceived. God is not, you got to plant. You know, that's agriculture. That's planting stuff. And boy, I'm pretty good at this planting stuff. I ain't never planted corn seeds and got peas. But I can tell you this about planting one corn seed. You'll get a stalk. And on that stalk, you'll get 5 or 6 ears. And on the ear, each ear, you'll get 100 kernels. One seed produce one stalk with 5 or 6 ears of corn. With hundreds of seeds. One planted. See, some of y'all grew up fancy. I grew up on a farm.
Yeah, you're right.
My granddaddy was a sharecropper.
Yeah.
And in time to sow, you know how you got them rows, you kind of build them up a little bit. You took a hoe and you hoed it up. Then granddaddy said, put a hole. Somebody else would drop a seed.
Yeah, you're right.
And Papa always sowed, expecting a harvest. So be not deceived, God is not mocked. What a man sows. See, I can tell you this, and I'm almost finished, but I'm trying to explain this to you. Some of y'all living off of grandmas and mamas and them sowing. Boy, my mama was a good woman.
Yeah.
Help anybody.
Yeah, you're right.
Give anything to anybody.
Yeah.
And was kind to folk.
Yes, you were.
And the Lord remembered that. And see, sometimes you want to do some of this stuff not for the benefit of you, for your children. You know, I sow good seed sometimes because I want the Lord to want somebody to be good to my children. And I told you the story the other week when I was helping this lady. She kept calling me her black angel because I changed her flat tire in the rain. And I didn't do it to get some because she offered me money and I said no. Because I never know when it might be my children in the same. So I want to plant some good seed. Because be not deceived. God is not. Plant some good seed. See, want some good seed. Good seed come up. Then he talked about in verse 8, whoever sows to please the flesh reaps destruction. And that's what he talks about. Don't sow to be seen, to be recognized, or to be known. See, some folk, that's the reason behind you giving. Or the reason behind you doing what you do. You won't do it unless you can be seen, heard, and known. But Jesus says sometimes when you give, you got to give anonymously. Because you don't look for men to give you an applause or to tell you how great you are for giving, but you give. And don't nobody even know you give. So some of that good seed. And then I'm finna explain this verse. But be not weary. Woo. We sang that song, serving the Lord. Sure will pay off after a while. But what about now? Because some of us, we ready to see a return on our investment. After a while, don't push me, boy. Because I woke up this morning with a holler in my throat. But this idea of be not weary in well-doing, because sometimes the reward is delayed. The reaping, because see, you can sow in this season, reap in the next season. You can sow today and your reaping get delayed. Or you can sow in this season or in this situation, but then it shows up in a different way. I'm going to say this, and I don't preach about giving, but see, only thing we read Malachi 3:10, one, that all we think about is the wonders of heaven. That's all right. But see, it now also says he'll rebuke the devourer. And that was an agricultural term to an agricultural culture who understood that I don't care what you plant, if it's not protected from pestilence and disease and drought, it don't make no difference what you plant. I need the windows of heaven open, but I need God to protect my stuff from disease, pestilence, and drought. Me and Patsy, we love plants, and I've been telling her my hostas ain't been really hostaing, growing. And I don't care how much water you put in your flower bed from that faucet, it ain't nothing like God's rain. And since it's been raining these couple of days, them hostas have been hostaing, growing. Because if God don't send down rain from above, I don't care what you plant, But then on this other part, don't push me. This other thing about these hostas that I've been planting, I've been realizing that these snails love hostas. The snails been getting up and eating up my plants. And what I learned to keep them off my plants, put a little salt around them. Because snails don't like salt. That's the pestilence. God can keep your stuff protected. And I don't care what you get, if it ain't protected, you can lose it. Because there's a lot of things the devil come to steal, kill, and to destroy. And so I need the windows of heaven open, but I also need my stuff protected. Not just the stuff in the bank, but the stuff in Atlanta, Washington, D.C., Benton, Kentucky, my children and grandchildren, my stuff. Be not weary in and doing good. Now I'm gonna give you this one, and I'm telling you, this is the crisis. For in the proper season or in due season. See, this is why it's hard to do good sometimes and to not get weary and give up. Is it because it seems like your season don't never come. You act like that. See, don't say I like your season. Listen, you still waiting, ain't you? Ain't nothing like filling out your income tax and not feel like you're getting a big refund and it seems like it don't never come when you need it. You know it's coming, but you fill out, you get it, and $7,800. And you waiting on that because you need that $7,800. That's $7,800. But it seems delayed. This due season stuff. Now listen, I'm gonna close, but I'm gonna explain to you this due season stuff will try your patience. Because you trying to do what's right, trying to sow good seed, trying to be compassionate, give people a second chance, and help folk out and lighten folk burden, and you keep asking the question, when your day coming? You ain't never asked that before? When somebody gonna do right by you, you do right by everybody else. You always trying to help somebody else out. When somebody gonna help you out? Everybody else day and hour, but what about yours? This due season stuff make you want to throw in the towel. But see, the old song, see, I know this new stuff, but see, the old song helped me make it. He may not come when you want him, but he'll be there right on time. He's an on time God, yes he is. Due season. Talk about God know how much you can bear. He do know. He know when your breaking point is. And sometimes God don't deliver you, but he strengthens you to wait until your season comes. I'm trying to explain to you, sometimes when you're waiting on your season, it don't come. And God don't bring you into it. But what he does, he gives you the power to keep waiting. And I remember this man's truck ran out of gas right in front of Kroger's on Main Street. And then nobody that was helping him get some more gas have any gas with him. But what we did have is the power to push him to the gas pump. Yeah, see, y'all missed that. Because, see, that's what we needed, power to get him to the pump, didn't have no gas to put in the pump. but we're always strong enough to push him to the pond so he could refill. And God can give you strength to hold on to your change card. But he says in due season, he says, don't give up. Don't throw in the towel. And don't wave the white flag. The enemy's coming, and don't wave the white flag. Keep praying. Keep on believing. But don't give. I've come too far from where I started from. Nobody told me. This morning, I come to tell you, don't give up. I just can't give up now. I've come too far from where I started from. Brother Ulysses, nobody told me that the road would be easy. I come too far. Don't give up on Jesus. You're going to have some moments where you feel like it, but don't give up on Jesus. 6 months in the year, it's been a struggle from January to May, from the end into June, and we got 6 more months to go. Don't give up on God, because he won't give up on you. He won't give up on you. Now, this illustration I'm giving is Peter. Peter was a thorn in Jesus' flesh. And see, you'd have threw Peter away. Because Peter was a troublemaker in the sense that he's always speaking out of turn. Then the last thing he did was cut a man's ear off. Jesus could have gave up on him, but he fixed that mess that Peter made. Because the Lord didn't give up on him. Because Peter had a season that God had ordained for him in the future. And I come to tell somebody, God got a future and a purpose and a plan. Don't give up. You can't see it right now, but hold on to God's unchanging hand. Build your hopes on things that are eternal. Hold on to God's unchanging hands. He may not come when you want him, but he'll be there right on time. God will make a way out of no way. Won't he do it? Be not deceived. God is not mocked. What a man sows, that shall he also reap. Hold on and don't give up. The door of the church is open. Don't give up.